We're going to have some refreshments outside, and while we are waiting for Senator Shaheen, I think we've had a pretty good interaction from all concerned parties. You heard from India, we've heard the statement from India, and we've been in constant dialogue since the elections, or maybe even before the elections, with the people who probably are going to end up being in the cabinet. It's a unique opportunity, and it's not like we are partisan as a community or as people, but I think it's a unique opportunity because we all want India to succeed as Americans, because we see there's an economic opportunity. India can also be a great partner for us geopolitically. And also, there's a sense of pride if you're Indian Americans who have that heritage. There's two things that I get from the people who are going to be coming into power in India, that they want this relationship to also be heavily based on trade and commerce. A lot of their focus, and again, I'm not trying to speak for them, is at least in understanding what they say is going to be on trade related to energy, related to defense and security. So I think there are some unique opportunities for United States because they're going to have to rebuild or invest heavily in infrastructure. United States is in a position to do that. United States has the financial wherewithal to do that. So obviously, there's been a stepping back, as Ambassador Mulford talked about all the issues that have caused American companies and other companies to step back. But I think you will start seeing things change. If the past is any indicator, if you look at what has happened in Gujarat, Gujarat has become the petrochemical hub of India. If you look at the infrastructure, you look at the LNG terminals, they're based in Gujarat. If you look at Dabhol and other places, etc. So if that's an indication, when you look at Mr. Modi's manifesto, etc., he talked about building 100 smart cities. He talked about, putting more emphasis on local defense companies, etc. So I think there's a real opportunity. Obviously, one has to manage expectations because unrealistic expectations can cause all kinds of issues. So this is the first in many activities and events that we are going to be focused on. But if we follow what they're saying, then I think economy and economic trade opportunity should definitely be a big focus of this relationship because people always say that U.S. and India have shared values of democracy, freedom, capitalism, and rule of law. But it's also shared interest because India's got all those things, but they also have shared interests. And India is going to also look at Japan, it's going to look at China, it's going to look at South Korea, which countries have heavily invested. If you look at Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor, if some of you are familiar, I think 40% goes to Gujarat. And Japan is really one of the key movers and shakers in there. And Japan has courted Mr. Modi quite heavily since he could not really do anything in the United States. So if any of you are engaged in that dialogue, I think there will be significant opportunities in doing that. And obviously, our mission is to make sure that we facilitate all those issues and we facilitate positive move forward. So with that, I think we should, pardon? And I can keep talking, but maybe I won't, because I'll turn it over to Ria to kind of point some things forward.